to another highly questionable fireworks show. What do you like today, Bomani?
Wow, we're still finding new beginnings for Jay Cutler?
Dale, papi.
How much patience should we give Magic Johnson to turn around the Lakers?
I mean, we all know this is a tough and messy janitorial job. They've got bad contracts in Mozgov and Deng. They're young players. We're not sure how good they are or how soon they will actually be good. This is going to take a while. I will say this. When Magic Johnson fails, though, he fails quickly. The coaching job in L.A., 16 games. The Magic Hour, 11 episodes. If he doesn't want to do this job, you'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. If he does fail at this job, he will be given every opportunity to get it right. Because ain't nobody firing Magic Johnson. Like when he was the coach, he was the interim coach. Ain't nobody coming in here telling Magic that he's up out of there. He's going to have the time to get this right, and he should have the time to get this right. And if one thing seems to be clear, at least early on this, Magic seems to know what he does not know. And that's the most important thing for a man of that stature and ego in a position like that, to recognize the things he needs help with.
Did you see Phil Jackson's reaction when Magic got the job?
What was his reaction?
Oh, man.
I mean, what are we doing this to Phil again for? This is so unfair.
But hold on, no. Magic called himself calling Jeannie to talk after she broke up with Phil Jackson and winds up at the end of the conversation with a job. That's some real diagonal dirty Mac and Magic did. Like, you know what would make Phil really mad? Yeah.
All
Let me
Phil
run
did
the
was
team.
ride the bus, and we've been making fun of him about it for a week.
Suddenly, Lou Williams give the Rockets a shot to knock off the Warriors.
Hey, if there's something to be encouraged by if you're a Lakers fan, it's the fact that Daryl Morey called Magic Johnson the first day of the job, worked out a trade, and the trade's not so bad for the Lakers. They got Lou Williams out of there. They need to be bad to keep their pick. And now, in exchange, the Rockets sent back Corey Brewer, who wasn't really playing, and now they got another dude who can fill it up. Because the Rockets have basically decided, we're just going to have to outscore people. We're not really going to be able to stop you, so we're not really going to try.
Well, the Rockets do think, though, they are a piece away. They're going to use their $10 to $12 million exemption as if they are a piece away from beating the Golden State Warriors. I don't think any of us believe that. Lou Williams has been very good for the Lakers, and this team is built pretty perfectly around James Harden. But ask yourself this. If the Rockets make all their threes, they're going to beat just about anybody. But do you like their chances of being better at threes than the team they're chasing? Because nobody does.
Does that mean that both of his girlfriends are moving to Houston too?
No, I don't think he's doing that anymore. He used to have a girlfriend who had a girlfriend. That was Lou Williams.
But that was long enough ago that there's no way it's still going now. He may have a new girlfriend with a girlfriend, but no way it's the same.
Yeah, if in L.A., he might have a girlfriend with a girlfriend, and they've got girlfriends.
Should the Pacers really consider trading Paul George?
This is an Adrian Wojnarowski report. You tend to trust anything that guy writes about. The Pacers are considering what to do before the trade deadline tomorrow. Do you keep building around Paul George, bring in guys to play with him, or do you fear that he's going to leave in a year and sign with a contract somewhere else and then end up getting something for him now? There are a bunch of teams in play right now trying to get what Boston has, that possibility of a top pick from the Nets. Boston has all these assets. That's why you hear Jimmy Butler, Paul George. That's why you hear Carmelo. That's why you hear Kevin Love. You hear all these names. But this is the most surprising one to me, Mobani. He's still young. He's still good. I'd keep building around him.
Yeah, but how long is it going to take for that team to build around that guy? If they really think that he might leave, and let's be honest, most of us would think about leaving after that too, right? Why would you necessarily assume that he's coming back? If you think there's a good chance that he could leave and you might be able to get that pick from the Celtics in this draft that people think is one of the strongest ever, then you got to think about it at least.
Can we examine, though, what nobody's talking about these days, which is just how godforsaken the Nets are? They got Paul Pierce, they got Kevin Garnett, they gave Boston those picks, and now they're sitting there, and you know what they got? Brook Lopez. Does anybody want to take this big, stiff Brook Lopez off our hands? And the answer is no at every turn. Poor Brooklyn.
Well, wait a second. I thought that the Russian was going to turn that team around and win a championship. You know, I mean, he spent a lot of money on that thing there.
You remember?
That's right.
Unfortunately, his plan for turning it around was getting KG and Paul Pierce and giving away these picks.
You remember that, though? He was featured on 60 Minutes. He was doing backflips on his jet ski. We're like, this is the new face of the NBA. And now it's trying to trade Brook Lopez, and it's the only net you can name.
Should any team want to trade for Jay Cutler?
Okay, this is going to cost you $12 million at least if you want to trade for him instead of waiting for him to be released. And this seems like a ridiculous question. Why would anyone want to trade to give Jay Cutler yet another chance? But you've seen the quarterback situation with the Jets. You've seen it with the San Francisco 49ers. It only takes a couple of teams to want him to have one say, you know what, we'll take the contract so we don't have to fight in free agency on waivers for this guy.
Well, think about this. If Washington brings Kirk Cousins back this season, it'll probably be for about $25 million. Are you sure Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Jay Cutler? Because I'll take Jay Cutler at 12 over Kirk Cousins at 25. Scarcity in the market for quarterbacks makes for strange things. Somebody probably wouldn't give up a first-round pick for Jay Cutler, but we saw somebody give up a first-round pick and another pick for Sam Bradford last year. Someone would give up a little something to get this guy.
Don't you guys think that the Texans would have been better last year with a healthy Jay Cutler than they were with Brock Osweiler and his $72 million? I can't believe he keeps getting chances, but that's the kind of reason he keeps getting chances.
Oh, he's one of the most exacting players in the NFL. Very exciting, He throws so many touchdowns, Most of them, they go in the other direction.
Some of them do. Right. There are a lot of touchdowns, though.
The league is more fun with Jay Cutler in it.
True.
You can't deny that.
Yeah,
I don't root for the team that you ever played for, though,
Are you looking forward to Rob Manfred unilaterally imposing changes onto baseball?
All right, the new commissioner wants to try to make baseball a little friendlier to the younger people, wants to make the game go a little bit faster, wants to do things like make the intentional walk a foregone conclusion rather than making people throw out the pitches. And he doesn't feel like the Players Association is coming on board with him, so he's just going to do these things himself. Here's the thing. All these changes that you may want to make unilaterally, the game is still going to be baseball, right? Because your issue is not so much that intentional walks, which, by the way, will probably save you like 15 seconds a game, or holding things up. The issue is this is just a game that doesn't resonate like it used to.
It is a slow game, and he is trying everything to speed it up. He is trying to limit pitching changes, visits to the mound, a clock on the number of pitches thrown, and the collective bargaining agreement does not allow that sort of thing without consultation with the union. It's not going to happen in 2017. There are dangers involved, as we've seen with Roger Goodell, of a commissioner having too much power, but when they're this kind of fan-friendly, it's easy to get behind him.
Intentional walks, they'll be exciting. You see what happened last night. Look at this.
Last night?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to take this out of the sport. That's the game right there?
Oh,
all right.
That's gotta hurt.
Game winner.
Poor kid. There's your national television, not even debut, because the first time it happened on TV, too.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable, he made sure that train came to a stop just in time. You got to give that guy a lot of credit. Give him a medal.
He just didn't want to fill out that paperwork.
My dad is totally right about that, by the way. Let's not dispute that he is doing Magic Johnson tweets in a Cuban accent.
Time to play the game that puts hump in hump day. Do you question?
You give us topics and events, and we question them.
Do you question if Coach Cal is too sensitive?
This is at halftime last night. Close game against Missouri. Up one at the half. Look what happens here.
Thanks, Coach. You expected Missouri to play with house money. How would you describe this first half?
They played well. They're playing well, and we're missing layups and dunks and free throws. I can't believe we're up one, but we'll see what we do in the second half.
How would you describe this student section here? All right, Adam.
Frustration's clearly pouring out of John Calipari.
The crowd chanting, "Cal, you suck." You'd think he'd be used to that by now.
Yeah, but that looks like a guy who agreed to one question, was willing to entertain the second one until he realized it wasn't really that great of a question.
Right, and have you checked your standings, Missouri? I would have liked Coach Cal to point that out. I'm not the one here who's doing the sucking.
Scobo.
Well, if you want to quiet those fans, you just share that money that you're giving to the Kentucky players with them. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Way to throw that in there so we can just roll this. Allegedly. Great
Does
job.
that protect us?
Great
Really?
job keeping us out of court.
Really? Poppy, do you have something you'd like to say to Coach Cal?
Yes. I have to apologize to Coach Cal and Kentucky because I don't really have any proof that really he's playing the players. Only an intuition on every fiber in my body. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, glad you got that straight.
Okay, good. Good apology.
Do you question whether this is rad?
Rad. He's gonna be carrying a surfboard, wearing a pair of jams. What do we have here?
Skateboard? Oh, big boy. Big boy. Going flying right into the lake.
If he's lucky.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not quite flying.
Oh, did the bike fall on him as he did that?
I mean, what else was the bike going to do?
I mean, that seems like he didn't calculate some physics there.
Yeah, I'd like to actually see that young man's grades, right? Because nothing about that says this is going to go the way you hope.
You know what, though, Bomani? I think that when he started, he's like, my weight downhill, I'm going to have a lot of momentum.
No, run that back, because I think the most underrated part of this is that they spray painted an arrow on this, right?
Yes.
Just so you can remember which way to go on this play.
Well, this is what he imagined. He imagined he was going to soar through the heavens, through the clouds, and make an illustrious splash, and that's not how it worked out.
By the way, if it had worked out the way he had planned, then what?
Well, it could have been worse. Look at this.
What's worse?
Oh, yeah, remember this dummy?
Oh! I don't remember this dummy. Why don't I remember this dummy? Oh.
Congratulations, kid. Congratulations.
Guys, would you do me the favor, please, of isolating on both of their faces? Can we do that with the video? I'd like to freeze frame the bike face when he hits the handlebars and his friend's face when he realized, well, that didn't go the way that I expected.
I thought you were going to ask for the sound.
That's what I usually do. Can I get the sound? Let's hear that again.
Ooh. There's a bit of an echo.
Do you question her reaction time?
Oh, we're going out to India. Hopefully someone's getting hit in the face and the head and the skull. What's happening here? Let's see.
It's her, man.
I know, and we're equal opportunity here.
That's fair.
Oh, my God. What's happening here? Is she just going to... You're kidding me. She's just going to hop over that? Oh, get out of there, lady. Get out of there. Oh, jeez. No.
Ooh.
I mean, that was going to go very poorly for her. That I really expected some sort of gymnastics there, fueled by adrenaline, when people can pick up a car if someone's stuck under it. But that's not what happened at all.
Got to say, by the way, shout out to those good Samaritans, because I had just stood there with my arms folded, like, come on, keep going. They stopped. You got all the time in the world now.
Really, you would have just kept it moving?
I mean, she didn't appear to be too frantic. It didn't look like she fell down there. It looked like she went down there. You went down there, get on back up.
Wow, that had the potential to be much worse than that.
And since it wasn't, she needed to get her own self up.
Well, the real hero was the driver of that locomotive, the engineer. He made sure that train came to a stop just in time. You got to give that guy a lot of credit. Give him a medal.
He just didn't want to fill out that paperwork.
My dad is totally right about that, by the way. Let's not dispute that he is doing Magic Johnson tweets in a Cuban accent.
Do you question the impressiveness of this feat?
We're going to the Patriot League, track meet.
800 meters.
Right.
400 meters, Homan in third. Can the defending champ make a move? Homan working to the outside to gain some ground down the backstretch.
Oh, he lost his shoe. The impressiveness of these feet. These feet.
Homan again attacking on the outside, having to run an extra few meters here.
I don't think this is what me or Bomani is noticing about this race.
By
the way, I'm assuming they're going faster than it looks like they're going.
And he wins barefoot at the line.
Wow. Great job, kiddo.
I mean, do I have to say what we're all thinking at this point? No? Let's just move on to CNO. I think that'd be a good idea right about now.
It didn't even look like a competition. It just looked like a leisurely stroll.
That old Indian woman could have run faster than that.
It is time for another one of my sensual interview medleys.
Sensual interview medleys?
That says sexual.
It does say sexual up there, but he said sensual, cleaned it up. This is just an assortment of some of our interviews that we've liked the best, little clips put together for your entertainment.
But is it going to be sexual?
No, I hope not. Your fiancée is a CrossFitter. How many things can she do athletically that you can't in a workout?
She can do a lot. And right now she's actually pregnant with my twins. And she's a doctor, she's a residency, she's still working 24-hour shifts and doing surgeries. She can do a lot of stuff. She can, clean and snatch probably more weight than I can clean and snatch, and she does really good. She can row on the row machine. She's probably better than that at me. But I'm a pretty tough competitor. So after I'm done, I might have to give it a try.
Oh, give us some of these stories, because you guys can be unreasonably competitive. Give us a time that you guys have gotten into an argument over a competition, because that has to happen, right?
Oh, it happens all the time. I mean, I think we were playing chess just recently because she thought she could beat me in chess, and we broke out the board. She got it for me for Christmas. We broke it out, and I beat her the first game, and she knew it was going to happen, and she didn't want to finish, but I made her finish because, I had to get her in the checkmate. And, anything that we compete in, I mean, there's no chance I'm going to let her win something.
All right, that's convenient, Chris, that you told us the story where you won. How about telling us the story where you flipped over a board or something because she wanted something?
All right, well, I mean, she's growing up, she used to be pretty good at playing the game Super Smash Brothers. And she can still kick my butt, and to this day it frustrates the hell out of me because I can't beat her in that game.
What was the lesson I read about of the beans and the egg put in the boiling water? What was that lesson? Carrots? What was happening there?
Yeah, so the story goes that there's 3 pots of boiling water. In one pot there's a carrot, an egg, and a coffee bean. The story goes that, all 3 objects face the same adversity, but all 3 come out different. The carrot that was hard comes out soft. The egg that was fragile comes out hard. But the coffee beans do something special. The water didn't change the coffee beans. The coffee beans actually changed the water. And the lesson is, regardless of whatever situation you're in, you don't have to let it change you. You can be the person that changed that outcome.
You wrote this children's book. You participated in this project. Is that because of what happened to you in college? You got to college with a junior high reading level, right?
Right.
Do you want that to be something that kids get a hold of early?
I do. As a kid, and I was so focused on athletics, and I truly missed the importance of education. The roles were kind of reversed. It was, I go to school so I can play sports, not, I go to school and I happen to play a sport, which is, I believe, the way it should be. Because once I got to college, I realized I was so far behind in life in general. On the football field, I had a competitive advantage, but in life, I would fail because my inability to comprehend and to think in a way that would put me on the same level as my peers. And I knew the problem came from reading, and I thought I could close that gap if I started reading more often.
Time to play the game that has a taste of blood. See or no?
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
On ESPN, Duke and Syracuse.
Oh, cranky Jim Boeheim is the best Jim Boeheim. He's lost 3 in a row, lost to Georgia Tech the other night, was asked afterward if his team was impatient. Listen to this.
Can ask any question you want.
It seems like the offense is a little impatient at times.
You think?
The offense is a little impatient.
You think so? Is that a question or an observation?
Well, that's my observation.
Good. Good. When you coach someplace, you can have observations. If you want to ask me a question, you can. No. But you can get your own team and you can make those decisions. Yeah. When you're in here, just ask me questions. Anything you want.
I told you cranky Jim Boeheim was the best Jim Boeheim. Bomani, are you intrigued?
Incorrect. Better than cranky Jim Boeheim. Apoplectic Jim
Yes,
Boeheim.
yes,
Let's Jim
he's
Boeheim
right,
at
yes.
Cameron Indoor Stadium
Yes,
right here.
he's right.
Yeah, there's nothing
Yes.
better in the world than
Yes,
this.
yes, the jacket-throwing Jim
Oh,
Boeheim.
my goodness.
Yes, yes.
It was their first game in the ACC at Duke,
Right,
and he thought people had been making up stories about the referees in there. He lost his mind.
Yeah, that is funny. I do believe, though, that also is in the genre of cranky Jim Boeheim.
You were wrong. I was right. Let me have it.
Poppy, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. I can't wait to see these old 2 guys going at each other. These 2 senior guys, Coach K, Jim Boeheim, you never know what is going to happen there. Are they going to be able to control their bowel movements, How about their bad breath, all that good stuff is going to show up in that game.
Really?
That's right, buddy.
Really?
It happens to me, so it should happen to them.
Okay, all right.
You can't control. Oh, that explains the
I mean,
smells.
he is kind of the same age as they are, oddly enough.
On MSG Plus, the Fort Wayne Mad Ants and the Westchester Knicks.
My father likes the Mad Ants for some reason. The Mad Ants have a graduate, someone who won the dunk contest. Look at this. You remember this? This is pretty good right here. I mean, that's hard to do. Two human beings and a bug of some sort. What is that thing in the middle there? I don't know. A blue insect, something. What is that? I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Do any of us know? That's a very important question. And now he tells the quiet. Why would they be quiet? Bomani, are you intrigued?
Hey, I got to say this. His mama must be able to jump high because I can't remember his dad doing any such things on a basketball court.
Yeah, not really a jumper. Poppy, are you intrigued?
Are you kidding me? See, I'm very intrigued. The Mad Ants, that's my favorite team in the D-League. They got all kind of good prospect coming out of them. Look at this kid there. Who the hell thought that he could do something like that? They can get rid of Paul George now. They got his replacement now,
Do you even remember his name?
His name.
His name is, I forgot. What's his name?
Yeah, okay. Do you remember his father's name? Were you listening to anything we said?
Yeah, I forgot about it. But Mom, they say how his father was never any good, but the kid is something else.
Whoa. And he got my name wrong.
Jump, and he got everything wrong.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Gracias. See you mañana.
I'm watching you.